I feel like most England fans are tired of Southgate. There are some that think that he's been great and the stability has been good and compared to the old teams. But I think for most people that kind of recognize the talent that we have in the squad will say that we haven't performed up to like what we believe we can.
He's had the easiest run as being an England manager. I feel like he was gifted possibly the greatest ever England squad. It's in the conversation anyway, even if it's not
depth-wise, for sure.
Yeah, even if it isn't out and out the best England squad, it's definitely up there. One of the greatest ever squads that we as a nation have had. So you can say, "Oh, look at the things we've done in World Cup." Yeah, but not because of Gareth, because we had world-class players.
Very
we
true.
should
A lot of it was in spite of Gareth, I feel like.
Yeah. What the reason why we failed in the Euros was 100% on Gareth's door.
I agree.
Anybody knew, every single person, you could have asked a random person on the street with the penalty kickers, and they would have said, "Oh yeah, slotting in two people who are cold, haven't touched the football a single time, should not be the starting penalty takers." Like, Sancho and Rashford definitely shouldn't have been penalty takers. They shouldn't have come on, just walk on the pitch and take a penalty. Like, they didn't play at all before their game. And then Saka.
Yeah, and then putting the youngest player on the squad as number 5 with all the pressure on him. And shout out to Saka for taking that pressure. I feel like he, losing it, he got a lot of hate. He got a lot of anger directed towards him.
Racism. And I think he got a bunch of stuff tossed his way.
He got a bunch of and I think the way he took it and dealt with it just kind of showed how classy he was. And I think that kind of started the Saka hype just when he started showing his maturity, how just well balanced of a person he is. But putting him in that position is all Southgate's fault, 100%. How is the last 3 penalty takers, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Bukayo Saka? That's crazy.
Yeah. All 3 of them were very, very young players at that time.
Yeah.
And there were more experienced people on the pitch. Like, Grealish didn't take a shot, even though he was older than all 3 of them. But yeah, I don't know. So who do you think? Could, if you had your choice, and he was to go, Southgate was to go, who would you replace him with? Who are the alternatives?
Do they have to not be managing a club right now?
I feel like I was listening to another one, and some person was like, "Oh, Pep and Eddie Howe," and it's like, you moron! Like, obviously we can't. I mean, obviously we can't get Pep, and obviously we can't get Eddie Howe. Even though, really, I would kind of like someone that's British to manage it. It's not a.
We just don't have a great history of coaches. Is the thing?
Yeah,
we don't really have one. Eddie Howe is probably the best English coach we've had in a while.
Yeah, and you can see, how good, like, for instance, with the English women's team, Serena Wiegman's done a phenomenal job, and she's not English and has done an amazing job with them. So it doesn't have to be, and we've had managers from other countries in the past, but yeah, I don't know. I would say if whoever you say, it has to be someone that reasonably could be an English manager. So Eddie Howe, obviously, no, he's not leaving Newcastle. And Pep, obviously, no. So who do you think realistically is someone that we could have as an English manager?
This is semi-realistic, but this would probably, taking away the Peps, the Klopps, the Angelotti, I would pick Jose Mourinho. And the reason I would pick Jose Mourinho is because
No way.
what? Like it's not realistic, or you hate his style of play?
I don't want Jose Mourinho as my England manager.
I just think he's got such a like screw them mentality. Like we're gonna kill him. Like we're gonna fight hard and we're gonna figure this out. And I feel like the players that we have are so technically gifted that they just need that like person that they respect and also knows that he has like the know-how to win a competition. Also, Jose Mourinho's done it multiple times, winning major trophies with teams that have no right winning them. So
Yeah,
I would pick Jose.
It's not too far. Has he ever done international? I don't think so. I think he's only ever done club. But yeah, I mean it wouldn't be the worst shout. It would be a controversial shout, but it's possible.
I know you're not a Jose fan.
He definitely says things as they are. I watched this video of him when he was a Man United manager, just kind of like ripping into United and the culture of like, we're top dogs, even though they were far from top dogs. So he definitely would say things as they are and really delve into, accept nothing less than the best. So it's not a bad shout.
I also feel like for those players that have had that sort of security blanket, they'd get a reality check, like your Jordan Hendersons, like your Harry Maguire. You would be like, okay, you are obviously not as athletic or talented as some of these other players, and like you need to know your place now. It's not
he
wouldn't
blink twice about dropping people like that.
100%.
So I also think I feel like Brendan Rodgers I wouldn't be mad with. I could take Brendan Rodgers. I would even take Graham Potter, to be honest, over the Gareth Southgate.
Those would be your two, like,
they're two very realistic.
Taking out the goats, you would pick them.
They're very realistic. They're like very realistic choices because they're available, and so I would take them.
My question is, why doesn't the FA do more to get top managers?
Honestly, like I would like Postecoglou with the attacking players that we have. I feel like we would do really good with someone like Postecoglou.
I think so too. I think it's early for that, but I think so too.
Yeah. So if I was to take someone right now with our system and who I think would work really well with our system, I think Postecoglou would. But yeah, no, I feel like England. I do feel like England. We just hire we had like Sam Allardyce and Roy Hodgson, and these people, which they have pedigree of being managers. And then Gareth Southgate, who had little to no experience. England is a huge, contender for. I don't know why that the FA doesn't go in for bigger profile managers.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Shocks me. I hear the Graham Potter one. I think out of realistically and like people that are not in a job right now are English, I think Graham Potter is probably the best of the bunch.
You're not a fan of you're not a Brendan Rodgers fan?
I'm not. I think yes, he won an FA Cup with Leicester, but I think he was really
done a lot of other stuff as well. Like he was with Celtic for quite a while. Like he's done quite a few things.
and he was
and like Liverpool, right? I honestly would take anybody over Gareth Southgate. So I mean Gary O'Neill. I'd take Gary O'Neill. I think he would be cool, but I don't know. But I'm very much on the. I've wanted Gareth Southgate to walk away for a while. So